My manager always called for a 20-minute team meeting after work, unpaid, so I finally had enough. When I started working at this tech company, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Good pay, decent benefits, and a team of only 10 people. I was the newest guy, so everyone else was basically my senior. First day on the job, everything seemed normal until 4:55 p.m. rolled around. "All right, everyone, log off your computers," my manager Dave announced. "Daily team meeting in conference room B." I figured this was part of the job. We'd clock out at 5:15 p.m. after the meeting, which meant an extra 2.5 hours on my paycheck every 2 weeks. Easy money for just sitting and listening, right? Wrong. When my first paycheck came, I stared at it confused. 80 hours exactly. No overtime, no extra time for those daily meetings. I pulled aside two of my coworkers, Jason and Amy, during lunch. "Hey, do you guys get paid for those after-work meetings?" I asked. Jason laughed bitterly. "Dude, we've been doing this for 3 years. Nobody gets paid for those." "Dave says it's team building and essential communication," Amy added, making air quotes. "But HR won't classify it as work time." That afternoon at 4:55, Dave did his usual routine. "Log off, everyone. Meeting time." I followed everyone to the conference room like a sheep. Dave droned on about quarterly goals and client satisfaction scores. Same stuff he could have put in an email. At exactly 5 p.m., I stood up. "Sorry, Dave, I need to be somewhere important," I said, grabbing my bag. 10 pairs of eyes stared at me. Dave looked stunned, but just said, okay. I walked out, clocked out at the time clock, and drove home. The next day, same thing. 5 p.m. Hit, I stood up, gave my excuse, and left. Dave never stopped me. Jason whispered, "You're crazy, man," as I passed his chair. By day 3, I noticed Amy checking her phone more during the meeting. Day 4, Jason kept glancing at the clock. Day 5, when I stood up at 5 o'clock, Amy stood up too. "I also have somewhere important to be," she announced. We both left together. Dave's face turned red, but he couldn't exactly stop both of us without looking like a tyrant. Within a week, it was like dominoes falling. First Amy, then Jason, then Kelly from accounting. By the second week, only 3 people stayed for the full meeting. Dave was talking to half-empty chairs. One morning, Dave pulled me into his office. "So this important thing you need to get to every day, what exactly is it?" I looked him straight in the eye. "It's personal, Dave. But if you really want to know, it's called having a life outside of work." He shifted uncomfortably in his chair. "These meetings are crucial for team communication." "Then maybe schedule them during work hours," I suggested. Crazy idea, I know. The next week, Dave tried to be smart about it. He moved the meetings to 4:40 p.m. But here's the thing about starting a revolution. Once people taste freedom, they don't go back. "Meeting time!" Dave called out at 4:40. I kept typing on my computer. "Sorry, Dave, still working. Client deadline at 5. Jason didn't even look up from his screen. Same here. Amy was on a phone call with a customer that she definitely could have wrapped up, but chose not to. Dave stood there for 5 minutes, watching his authority crumble. Finally, he announced the meeting was canceled. 3 months later, Dave got transferred to a different department. Our new manager, Lisa, sent meeting notes via email and only called meetings during work hours when absolutely necessary. All it took was one person refusing to work for free. Now, when I see new employees getting taken advantage of, I always tell them the same thing. Your time is worth money, and if they're not paying you for it, it's not your problem.